Here we go for the next comedian. Give it up for Mikey Gleason.
Hey! Hello everybody, I'm so excited to be here. I gotta be honest, I've been kind of sick all week. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. My eyes were kind of swollen. I wasn't sure what the deal was. I thought I had allergies, and today I worked up the nerve to look up my symptoms on WebMD, and apparently I either have an STD or cancer. So I don't know if any of you ever used WebMD. It was the worst website in the world. It's like a magic 8-ball with no good predictions. Go ahead and type in your symptoms, any symptoms at all, and I guarantee it's going to come back that you either have 2 weeks to live or your dick's going to fall off. And let me tell you, that's a really odd diagnosis if you happen to be a girl. Really odd. The thing I hate most, though, is they end every diagnosis with the same line, which is, be sure to consult your doctor. Don't know if WebMD realizes this or not, but they are my doctor, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do at that step. Hey everybody, if you haven't been able to tell by the cloud of sadness that seems to hang over me at all times, I work in corporate America. I do. I don't just do comedy contests for a living. I also have a sad daily existence in corporate America. I hate corporate America. They've been changing the names of everything in an effort into tricking everybody there into thinking that we're having a good time. Like we stopped having staff meetings, started having jam sessions. There were no guitars there. No one was allowed to sit in on drums. And then, like a few years ago, we had layoffs. Only instead of calling them layoffs, they called them involuntary separations. An involuntary separation is when a young kid sticks his arm out the school bus at a Mack truck, rips it off. That's an involuntary separation. These were layoffs, firings of sorts. Hey, why don't you put all your stuff in this cardboard box and then maybe walk out to the parking lot and never come back again? One of those. A friend of mine got laid off that day. They called him into an office and they offered him a bottle of water. He's like, I'd rather have my job. Not sure if this is an either-or sort of thing, but just in case it is, I'm going to go with job here. I have another friend who once got fired via voicemail. Fired via voicemail. It's the worst way to get fired. That should never happen to anybody. You can never do that to me because I would ignore the message. Now, I would wait a few days before I show up at work, and when I do show up at work, I would make sure that my head was shaved, so that way when they're like, hey Mikey, did you get the voicemail that was left for you? I'd be like, no I didn't, Jim, I got cancer. Nobody wants to have to fire anybody with cancer. And if he has the nerve to ask me for some sort of proof, I will walk him over to a computer, we can log on to WebMD, I just hope it's not gonorrhea. That would be embarrassing. About a year ago, I had to go to Italy for work. And before you think, oh, what's that guy complaining about his job for? I should tell you that I went to Vicenza, Italy, and Vicenza is really the Scranton of Italy, so really wasn't that great of a trip. I did get to stay at a nice hotel, though, and the only reason I knew it was a nice hotel is because there was a cat that lived in the lobby. And in Italy, if there's a cat living in your hotel, that's charming. In the United States, that usually means there's a good chance at one point in time someone was murdered in your room. Nonetheless, on the first night there, the walls start shaking at 4 in the morning. I'm like, that couple upstairs is about to get it on. And then like a few seconds go by and they really start shaking. I'm like, that's a large couple upstairs. Good for them that they found each other. So I love love. But then like a few more seconds went by, I'm like, that is not people upstairs getting it on. This is an earthquake. And I heard people running out in the hall yelling stuff. So I ran out in the hall with my little dictionary, and I couldn't find earthquake, so the best thing I could come up with to yell is, everything is shaky, shaky! Which, don't yell that. Just a little tip for you. I tell you this story because I'm mad. I'm mad at these audio lessons that trick you into thinking that you're actually learning a language. You go through all these lessons and they teach you the dumbest things that you never even need to learn. Stuff like, hey, how much is that dog in the window? Like I'm going to buy a dog when I'm in Italy. That's stupid. They need to teach you important things. Things like earthquake. It's terremoto, by the way. Learned that one the hard way. Or other important things like, hey, there's a bomb on this bus and the speed drops below 50 miles an hour. We're all gonna die. Just in case I'm in a Speed remake. Or even if like something like Godzilla is in the town square. You want to know that in another language. Or hey, how much is that cat in the window? Like I said, Italian cats are charming. You may want to pick that one up. That one's slightly more useful. Before I go, I want to work with you on eradicating something I hate from the world, and it's the overuse of fake quotation marks. Those of you that do this know who you are. This stuff. Why is that the only form of punctuation that anybody ever acts out? You never see anyone act out parentheses when they go off on a tangent. Never happens. And no one ever acts out a colon. No one's like, man, I gotta go to the store. I gotta pick up eggs, butter, season 3 of Perfect Strangers on DVD. That never happens. And no one ever acts out a semicolon. That's mainly because nobody knows how to use a semicolon. See what I did there, everyone? That was a tangent about a semicolon, so I went ahead and put that in parentheses. See what I'm saying? Everybody, you've been a great crowd.